was destroyed ancient Egypt was destroyed in such a mass style that we still talk about the destruction of that ancient society to this very day. What you gotta understand is that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah is gonna bring a type of destruction on Esau Edom on this side, where it's gonna overshadow that ancient Egypt. So where we're gonna have a new high holy day commemorating the day that the Lord broke down the Edomites and delivered Israel primarily from the land of the north and wherever they were scattered, man. The Lord is gonna make a great example of this place, man. And the Lord's allowing that wickedness to continuously build up, so that when it comes crashing down and he shows his judgment in Esau Edom, man, there ain't no way that anyone can argue that it was anything other than an act of God, man. You know?
And I was just going to say as well, that nuclear destruction, that didn't happen in Egypt. You know, you had a different place. This time it's going to be with a thermonuclear fire, the World War III, man.
Yeah.
You know, and America's going to get completely destroyed, which the Egypt they was talking about there was America. Yeah. You know, the modern day.
The modern day.
That's right. Reset.
This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of a warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
That's right. What that's going into is that ancient warfare was fought hand-to-hand combat, close quarters. Now this is going to be fought really with whoever's got the biggest guns, man, whoever's got the biggest nukes. Because you're not going to have it to where like in ancient times, armies would march for days and then rest and meet each other at a certain point. Then they strategize and do guerrilla warfare tactics. Missiles is just going to get shot across continents, man. And it takes anywhere between an hour, half an hour for a missile to fly from one end of the earth onto the other, man. So there ain't no way to escape, man. That's why they're called intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. You know? Hey, the Lord's created them for a reason, man. The Lord created the smith that bloweth the coal, man. And in the midst of all of that, he's going to come with his chariots. Let's get Isaiah 66:15. The Lord's going to come back and render a lot of great judgment, man. He's going to break this society down. And really and truly, you do not want to be on the wrong side of the Lord. That's why you got to get this while the getting's good. Don't be one of them unwise virgins, man, begging for oil on the last truck. Go on. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's right, man. That's right. Break it down, bro.
So the Lord said they're coming back with them chariots, man. And he's also coming back with that destruction of fire, man. Okay, you're going to get the fire from what? The missiles. Okay, let's name some of them missiles. Satan 2. Okay, which you got the Russians got. Okay, you got these different thermonuclear technology that is going to be fire on the earth. But at the same time, the Lord's coming back with the chariots, which the government will tell you that it's so-called UFOs. It's unidentified. But we've identified in the scriptures as the chariots of the Lord, that the angels are coming in. And what they're going to have, they're going to have that concentrated fire, man. You see it in the movies. Where it's the 2nd Esdras 13 talks about it, out of the mouth. You know
what that's going to be like? Obviously, in the film, they flipped it. Thanos was the good guy. Right, but you know when they had Captain America all fucked up and he was ready to give it in, and then out of nowhere, look to your left. And then you see man like T'Challa come through. Hey, you know, Thanos was really the good guy, but it's gonna be that kind of thing, where literally, it looks like our backs to the wall, it looks like Esau Edom's got us. Brothers are in internment camps, in prisons, on the run, and out of nowhere, the chariots of the Most High disappear in the sky. You even had it to where there was one occasion where the police came and they were trying to not hem up brothers, but they were trying to harass us because you had a Edomite that made a complaint, and they were trying to, they were moving like they were going to arrest brothers. They had bully vans, all of that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the Most High came and just showed his presence with the chariots, and you had police officers talking about, what's that? What is that? Explain to me what that is. Where's that in the Bible? That's the power of the Lord, man. You had it to where men of the Lord were arrested, and the Lord wrought miracles and freed them, and the men that arrested them were actually turned around and started begging and asking for mercy, man. Hey, the Lord ain't nothing past the Lord. No? Let's bring out them precepts.
I got more in Isaiah. Right, it says, for behold, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
The Lord's coming to kill. The Lord's coming to kill, man. The Lord ain't coming here to bring to give everyone daisies and show everyone love and unify all and sing we are the world. Hey, the Lord's coming back to bring justice, man. To elevate a particular group of people. Hey, let me say this. I'm gonna bring out this thing. The Lord's coming back to bring racism back. Really and truly, because he's really in style. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is really the ultimate racist, because all he cares about is Israel, man. He said the nations are like a drop of a bucket. So you got these Christians that go to church, and they might look at it like, okay, Jesus is back. This is my chance like run up to a chariot and get zapped, man. But people don't understand. People don't even understand why you got babies that are born with certain conditions, babies that are born blind, babies that are born with cancer. Why? Because the Lord is bringing judgment upon certain people.
I got precepts to back up your point.
Yeah.
This is Psalm chapter 2, verse 7. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. So we know it's talking about Yahushua. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. That's the heathen being given as an inheritance to Yahushua. So the Lord is going to be actually the first Israelite slave master, man. You know, he's going to be because the first.
I bet you Christians didn't know that.
You didn't know that. Because slavery, man, hey, that's what's coming to these heathen. They're really natural slaves, man. Okay, we're really the rulers of the earth and judges of the earth. Now, when our top judge returns, when Yahushua returns, the Lord is going to put back everything in order through Yahushua. Okay, he's going to rise up to the plate, and he's going to put these other nations in subjection, man. And then you know what? Just along with him, you're going to have the elect. Okay, you're going to have the 144,000 slapping the chains on their kings, man.
Was it Psalms 2 and 8, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? The quote carries on into Revelation chapter 2, man, verse 25. And if you read Psalms 2 and 8 and Revelation 2:25, you see it's got similarities, man. It quotes each other. It says, "But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come." You know, which is what? The faith in the Lord Yahweh Messiah, His name, His true and one pure doctrine. Yeah, the gospel. And it says, "And he that overcometh what? The tribulations, the trials that we go through, man. Our tests, yeah, and especially the hour of temptation was the mark of the beast, man. That chip, the RFID chip, man, which they're getting ready to try and push out mandatory to the whole world, man. Yeah, and where you're gonna be completely a slave, you're gonna completely own you. Yeah, and once you take that, your final destination is 100% destruction, man. Yeah, and World War III and all that concentration camps and all, martial law and all that, you know, race riots. And it says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." Yeah, which goes back to Psalms 2 and 8, man. No, ask of me and I'll give you what? The heathen as inheritance, man. But obviously you got to do the work, and you got to do the work until the end, in sincerity. "And he shall rule them with a rod of iron." It says the same thing in Psalms. "As the vessels of power shall they be broken to shivers." Meaning what, man? We're going to give them a form of hardcore slavery, because what they did to us, they broke us down as a people, man. If you, the book of Psalms 83, all these other nations were confederate against us, man. They plotted against us to destroy us, yeah? To destroy us physically, mentally, spiritually. That's why our people don't know who they are. They don't even know that they're part of the 12 tribes, man. Like brothers were getting into before, they're calling themselves blacks, calling themselves Hispanics, they call themselves Caribbean. That's not a nationality, man. Those are stigmas and names, bywords that Esau, the so-called white man, put on you. He called you Negroes, called you niggers, colored, spics. Yeah? And it says, "As vessels of power shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received my Father." So guess what, man? They don't read that in the churches. Yeah, the end goal, like in the Christian church, they're talking about what? Or the end goal is to get into heaven. Once we get into heaven and that's it. Wait a minute, there's going to be a hierarchy on the earth, man. The kingdom is going to be on earth. Have you forgotten the Lord's Prayer? Thy kingdom come? No? As it is in heaven, so it shall be on earth. So what? The kingdom is here, man. The kingdom is here. And guess what? These heathens are going to be slaves, man. And these Edomites are going to be destroyed, and they're going to be slaves, man. Yeah, and that's it, man.
It's Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." Now, one other thing that goes into is that there's reincarnation in the Bible. Because what about all the Edomites that, you know, they're dead now, they're up in the spiritual realm. Okay, they put our people into captivity. Yeah. There has to be a judgment for that. But they just died calm in their beds, you know, sleeping and just living all good in their mansions or whatever. Well, the Lord is going to have them come back, and they're going to be born into slavery, man. And they're going to have to go through hardcore slavery. That's how they're going to, that's why it says, "He that leadeth from captivity shall go into captivity." So even the guys up in the spiritual realm right now, they're going to be in their dad's nutsack, okay, and they're going to be come out, and they're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be straight into slavery, man. So everyone's going to have to serve their punishment. No one's going to be able to escape this. All the Edomites, all these different heathen nations, man. You know, and that's why, hey, we're ruling forever. You know,
It's like, if I can say this, and their knees, And that's one of the reasons why there has to be reincarnation. It makes sense. Because remember, the Lord is a just God, right? Just means to be righteous and fair. So wait a minute. A whole nation destroyed your nation, and their children get to live lavishly after reaping the benefits of destroying your people, and they're not going to get judged for that? That's unfair. There needs to be justice. Because the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites that scattered everywhere, they're living in great poverty, man. We're living in a big rate of dysfunctional families. Yeah? We're completely through. And that's thanks for what? The so-called white man who destroyed us. Yeah? There's a glass ceiling that you can't break through. Even if you're earning money or if you become a celebrity or millionaire, who still owns you? The so-called white man. The one of all things. The curses, Deuteronomy 28. So you see, there needs to be a judgment. That's why there's reincarnation, man. Yeah?
Well, precept. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
You don't have to break that down. That's the point. Yeah. The Lord's going to flip everything back on our enemies.
And one of the curses was that what? We were going to be scattered and we were going to serve our enemies, man. You know? So that's going to get flipped down onto them.
It's Isaiah 14 from the top. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
Ezekiel 36? Yeah. You might as well go to that. Go and read that again, bro.
Read that again. Isaiah 14 from the top. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
That's right. Read that.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name, which is profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh Bashem Hashai, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
How's the Lord going to be sanctified in us before their eyes? That's that spiritual power. When he raises up a standard that these heathen are not going to be able to stand up against. And that standard is going to be that spiritual power, man. When Yahweh Bashem Hashai allows us to run and not grow weary, to mount up on wings as eagles, to break bows of steel within our hands. Continue on.
And it says, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land.
And gather us out of all countries. Now, why does the Lord need to gather the Israelites out of all countries? Because if you read a couple of verses above, if you read the curses in Deuteronomy 28, if you read about all the different captivities that we went in through the book of Judges, all the way down from the prophets, man, you know, it tells you that we were scattered amongst all of these other nations. And you know, Jake, look at how they dealt with Moses in Egypt, man. You know that there were a bunch of Jakes that didn't leave Egypt either. You know that because Jake get comfortable, man. Even when in the time of the Romans, man, when Yahweh Shai said, listen, the abomination that make it desolate, you know, when you hear about the abomination that make it desolate, flee into the wilderness, not every Jake would have fled, man. Certain of them would have got killed, some of them would have stayed there, maybe hidden, but there's no Jake in those different territories. Hence why the Lord is now going to redeem us and bring us back from all of these other nations and restore us, man. Continue on with that, bro.
Right. And it says, Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and it shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
Yeah.
A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you.
So what does that mean? The Lord is going to make us auto righteous. What does that mean on this side? That wait, if you know where it's at, Hebrews, you got it?
Yeah. This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their minds and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
That means every Israelite is going to be cooked. So, hey, even the most cracked out, bugged out Jake on this side, that might be a crackhead. A nitty is what they call him in this society. Sniffing cocaine, doing all kind of fuckery. You can't even speak and formulate a sentence properly. They're going to be above Jake, above Esau in the society to come, man. You know what I mean? And that's your most eloquent Edomite at that as well, man. You know? Go on, bro.
Yeah. And it says, it's back in Ezekiel 36. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. I will take away the stony heart of your flesh, and I'll give you a heart of flesh. And I'll put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes. And ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people.
The land that I gave to your fathers. So it's a thing that's passed down through generations, man. He said he's going to give us a land that was given to our forefathers, man. You know? What you gotta understand is that the Lord Yahweh is going to give us the land that was given to our forefathers. He's gonna give us our right as Israelites, man. Dominion over the entire planet Earth, man. That's what we're out here looking forward to. You know? You got that for me, brother?
Romans 7, yeah?
Get that, bro. Hey, because at the end of the day, we fall short in our righteousness because although we try, yes, we're in these chains of darkness. However, that doesn't give you an excuse to then, you know, that doesn't give you liberty to sin. But at the end of the day, man, you know, we're not perfect in the body that we're in, man. Which is why we rehearse the righteous acts so that when we get into the kingdom, man, you know, we've got the understanding of the unrighteousness, and then, you know, when we get that auto-righteousness in Yahweh, you've got the perfect 360 understanding. You got that?
So this is Romans 7, I'll start from verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal.
Hey, Paul said it. The law is spiritual, but I'm carnal. That's like oil and water. The shit just don't mix. Spirituality and carnality don't mix, man. You know? That's why we can't mesh in this society. That's why sometimes when you feel like you're going insane living in this society, because really and truly, this society is the polar opposite of what the scriptures is about. Go on.
Sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not.
That which I do, I allow not. So, and brothers have made mistakes. Sometimes you might do your thing on the Sabbath and then realize, oh shit, I fucked up. That's happened to brothers in the past. That's not a regular thing, what I'm saying. It could have happened. You could have it to where you become a bit covetous. You could have it to where you have a bit of anguish in you and heart. But at the end of the day, man, you repent of that and you try your best to do good by brothers. Go on, bro.
For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
So what he's saying is that, Paul's saying is that the innate wickedness in his flesh that causes him to go off, man. Because in the spirit, he knows what he ought to do and he wants to do righteousness, but his flesh is weak. And the spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak, as Yahweh said. You know, there's many instances of that. There's instances where, for example, look at Jonah. In the spirit, Jonah, when the Lord told him, go prophesy to Nineveh, he knew what he needed to do. But the flesh was like, nah, man. Like he was fearful in the flesh. He was fearful that people were gonna mob him and kill him. He was fearful of the fleshly repercussions, man. But what you gotta do is you gotta walk in the spirit because he was a man, man. Look at Peter. Peter denied the Lord 3 times, even though in the spirit he said he wasn't gonna do it. And then, you know when he said, "No, Lord, I'll never deny you," he was in the spirit. Yeah. But you're not always like Apostle Gabar said it. You're not always necessarily gonna have that spirit on you. Like you might be on the spirit one day of fuck Esau, yeah, come take me now, kill me, fuck it. But you're not always gonna be in that spirit. Sometimes you might just be in that. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta pray for the Lord to maintain that spirit upon you, man. Because the Lord could have it to where, the Lord had it to where the man that showed me about the truth, he's bugged out now, man. He's in the world smoking spliffs, talking about, yeah, it's cool to fuck your woman in the arse and shit. That's what the Lord can do that to you, man. So that's why you got. Yeah, man, the Lord can just put that reprobate demon on you. That's why you got to pray to the Lord that He maintains His Holy Spirit upon you, man.
Be humble,
And be humble and just realize this is a gift. The same way it can be given, it can be taken. So the Most High given, not, you know, the Most High given, not take away.
It says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not.
So he's saying, you hear what he said? He said, I've got the will in me to do good, but sometimes I don't know how, like, I can't bring myself to, because at the end of the day, in a wicked world, when wickedness is just easy to do, like it's easy to just, it's
easy to make mistakes, man.
Yeah, come on.
That's the bottom line, isn't it, bro? It's easy to make mistakes. But then what you do is pick yourself up, man, and go, keep teaching. You know, obviously you know that there's things that, there's things that are just you don't do, innit? You know? You think there's things you can avoid, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it's like, the Lord has it where you're in this world where you can just be put in a situation and do something fucked up, man. You repent of it, man. You know, like there's things that you grow your beard, you don't eat pork. If you just go and eat bacon and you know that you're not supposed to do that, that's
willingly wicked.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, but there's things, you know, if you make mistakes, you pick yourself up. You made the mistake out of sincerity, you know, you sincerely made a mistake. You pick yourself up, man.
I've got a precept.
Keep teaching, man. Because we're men. That's why a man can't act over righteous, man. Like, brother, not like I'm just float, like, you know, not like speak. person that you're just floating everywhere. Nah, like your shit don't stink. Basically, you know what I mean? Like a nigga just floating like you're floating everywhere. Every time you link, man's got halos over him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, we're men.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, you good? Yeah, man. You know, whatever. I'm just dealing with my shit, man. Just like you are. So we're men, man. We make mistakes. That's why I know there'll be people watching them comment boards, brother, like waiting for you to go off. They
slip
see
of the tongue or
the
something.
apostle
Oh, he did
said
this,
this, or the
he did
brother,
that.
that brother, yeah, that brother did this. Rather than looking at it like, they teach
Hey,
you
but
word, man.
with the same judgment that you judge, you shall be judged also, man.
Every
So you
idle
gotta
word,
understand that every idle word. That's why even if a man
Like,
of
I'm sorry, bro. Because them guys, them IUIC, they're getting fucked up, man, now. Because they were willingly sinning. They were robbing people, man.
and then they were promoting the law
And then they were talking about how righteous they are.
in the law, the
Pharisees.
the law,
The wicked,
Pharisees.
well, the wicked Pharisees.
The wicked Pharisees talking about how righteous you are, but then they labeled one of the brothers in their congregation the pocket.
Pocket. I remember that.
Yo,
Remember,
you know,
when I come out, bro,
that's
like,
a demon, man. And they were robbing him. That same brother's fucked now.
Oh, precept?
That same brother's fucked up by Esau now.
This is Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into
Listen,
mischief.
that the just man of the elect, he's gonna make mistakes, but he's gonna get said 7 times. That's innumerable. He's gonna get up and keep teaching, man. All right? Because we're men at the end of the day. That's why we never boast of ourselves, man. You got to boast of Yahweh Shai. You can never boast how much you keep the law, or you know how much your beard's big, or you can't boast about that. Or how you boast about Yahweh Shai all the day long, man. Like, yeah, it's because of him I'm teaching.
Yeah.
You know?
You might go, you might do something to a brother, and the scriptures say, how many oftentimes shall you forgive you? 70 times 7.
forgive
And
each
brother,
other.
you forgive each other because we're gonna go off, we're gonna do things, and then it's about being sincere about it, That's what I'm
Finish on the Romans?
yeah, I'm finishing.
Because you can look, if someone's been a demon,
If I
bro,
get Psalms
you pick,
144 on one.
your energy picks it up in it. Like, oh, you're being demonic, man. You know what I mean? If someone's like sincerely made a mistake, you know, like, hey, bro, or whatever the case may be. But you can see when someone's being demonic. I'm not saying it on brothers, but when I'm just saying, people that are like them IUIC, they willfully was robbing guys, man. And Nate is the head of that.
Under his jurisdiction.
Under his jurisdiction, they're robbing your own congregation, man. For fucking people's heads up, man.
I got start quick on that.
Dark souls, man. But that's why Esau's arrested them now. Arresting them.
On the top, yeah? To Psalms 144 from the top. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war.
This is a psalm of David. And he's basically saying, blessed be Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, my strength, man. Because David knew where his source came from. Never would you see King David say, like, King David, even when he fucked up, what was the first thing he did in Psalm 55? And, he went to the Lord and he said, Lord, he said, I fucked up, man. Please take not your Holy Spirit away from me. Purge me, cleanse me, man. But continue on with that, bro. Let's go.
And
So King David's name means beloved, man. And he was beloved to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord, through his line, brought King Solomon, who in the spirit was Yahweh Shai, and further down the line brought out Yahweh Shai himself through that line, and that chosen line.
And my fingers to fight. My goodness.
Hey, my fingers to fight. Let me say this. So basically, like you watch The Matrix and then Neo, now I know Kung Fu, and he's just, I know how to fly a helicopter. That's the Lord, man. The Lord can just plug you with that. You can go, like Esau's, the man's way of doing it is go to karate school and 10 years down the line you become I don't know the levels, but yellow belt or whatever the fuck. Then you get a brown one or something, then you get a black belt, then you become the master of the dojo. The Most High is just instantaneous, instant transmission, you know what I mean? Go on, bro.
It says,
Ultra instinct, that's it.
that's it.
You know what I mean?
My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield.
Basically his protection, man. His protection from the wicked of this world, the wiles of the devil, man. Because the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai encamped around King David, man. That's why King David was able to do the feats that he did. That's why he was able to slay Goliath, man. Goliath for Gath. with a sling and a stone. When King Saul said, "Take my armaments," King David said, "No, fuck that. I don't even need that." He threw the armaments off him and walked up to Goliath. You had it to where Goliath took it as an insult and said, "Israel sent up this little stripling, to fight me." You know what I mean? And
People were shook of him, innit? He was massive and
massive.
Must have with them chain metals and all that. He must have been a raw looking warrior. Like.
People in Israel were scared.
Scared, yeah.
Grown men.
Were scared. Warriors.
King David's older brothers, bro. King David's older brothers. Because King David got sent there by his father, Jesse, to give supplies to the army. And then he just literally said, "Fuck it, man.
I'm going out there.
I'm going out there, bro." You know what I mean?
Oh,
Young as well. Young, bro.
Quick precept on
The Lord was with him.
Yeah.
The Lord was with him.
Took on the life.
This is Proverbs 18.
That story's beautiful.
Yeah.
Esau made them Lucozade adverts.
Yeah.
With the fucking Edomites. That story's a known story. David and Goliath. It's like they'll have it even in boxing. Oh, the guy might be smaller than the other guy. But yeah, they'll label it David v Goliath. And that's how great that history is, man. And that's Israelite history, man. Negroes, Hispanics, Native American history, man. Because the native tribes, they were back there too, part of King David's mighty men. You know, part of King David's might. The house of David was all the tribes, bro. So you had Seminole, Reubenites, you had Issacharites, slick with darts and all that, mingled with Judah, and I mean, that's a deadly force. That's a deadly force, you know?
And it says, hey, you know what's funny? Because I was thinking of Gideon. That's why the Lord whittled it down, because Israel is we're the warlike people, like, in that sense. We're peaceful, but we're like the Lord is a man of war, innit? It's the same thing. We're like, when we go to war,
likes that, innit?
you see all these like battle-hardened Israelites, you know, just looking hench and doing all this fighting and all that. It's like the Lord had to whittle it down to 300 so that they wouldn't think that they got the victory. Because the victory that we always get is in the Lord, you know?
Yeah, so they don't boast of themselves, innit?
Yep. This is Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is saved. Can I just make a quick point, Salakia? With what you just said. You see in these movies, yeah, like you might see like the Viking movies or these ancient war movies. Before they go off to war, what do? They go to like the prophet, and they'll ask them like, well, how are we gonna wear? You know, how's this war gonna go for us and all that? And that's in the scriptures. You know,
The seer.
Yeah,
Vikings, they always used to go to that seer. That you know that seer, and he's laid down, he's got one eye and that he's bugged out. They can read the future.
Because when it says they inquired of the Lord, that means they went to prophets.
Kings or whatever. Like,
When this is where they inquired of the Lord, how they're gonna fare and all that. You know, the kings and all that. That means they went to the prophets. You know, and the prophets said to them, yeah, okay, you know, if you do this, then the Lord's gonna give them into your hand. You know,
deliver them to you.
I'm back in Psalms 144. It says, "My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me."
He subdueth my people under me. Because, hey, you know what, there's one thing about Israel. Israel is rebellious as hell. It tells you, when Moses was ruling, and Moses is King David in the spirit, the apostles have brought it out. But when Moses was ruling, you had it to where Israel was bucking up, and then it tells you that Moses was a meek man at the time. So you would have had it to where Israel was backing up the entire time they were in the wilderness, all of that. But you got it to where the Most High has to put a spirit on a man. Like, you know, like in a gang, for example. Like, and the other brother Ricard brought this out as well, and it's the truth. In a gang, you gotta understand, the Most High has got to put a spirit on one man and a spirit on the rest of them, where they look at this guy whose flesh is war just like them to think, nah, but that's the guy. The Most High has got to put a spirit on you to be that guy. Because technically speaking, every man's his flesh, but the Most High has got different men on different spiritual levels. That's why he'll put a spirit on a man where you can clearly tell, even just, a man might not even have to speak, but you can just tell from the aura that that guy is the head guy. Do you know what I mean? And then the rest, like, and then, you know, you'll put the spirit on the rest to obey, man. The Most High had David on the level where the people obeyed David, man. People were loyal to David. Even when Saul was king, they said Saul kills in the thousands of thousands, but David in the tens of thousands. David just had that respect, man, because of who he was, man, because of what the Lord put, the spirit the Lord put on him, you know?
It says, "The Lord Yahweh, what is man, that thou takest knowledge of him? Over son of man, that thou makest account of him. Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away."
Hey, King David said, man is like unto vanity. Why did he say that? Because at the end of the day, man only has an appointed time to live on the planet Earth, and after that, technically speaking, you know, like you're eventually forgotten about. People might try to do a little memorabilia every now and then, but when the people that remembered you have gone, then really and truly, what is there, man? What you gotta understand is that the earth will bide forever, but like at the end of the day, man, in their different incarnations, you have a set portion of time, which at this current moment in time is 3 school and 10 years, man. Which in the Esau society, you spend the majority of that time working anyway till you die. But like, yeah, man, what you gotta understand, King David said, man is vanity, man. Meaning that really and truly, man, the only thing that withstands forever is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in His word, man. You know?
It says, bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch